Racist Karen attacks and slaps flight attendant. Pilot kicks her off the plane at emergency landing. Where are you watching from? Type your city in the comments. You might just get a shout-out in the next video. If you're a cat lover, hit like. If you're a dog lover, drop a comment. Let's see who wins. And if you love pets in general, hit like and subscribe for some good luck today. It started before the plane even left the runway. The woman in seat 14A, her name was Margaret Hensley, but the crew would later call her Karen, was already in a foul mood. Her lips were pressed so tightly together they looked like they'd been drawn with a single stroke of a black pencil. She didn't like her seat. She didn't like the noise of the engine. She didn't like the fact that the man next to her was watching a movie without headphones. But most of all, she didn't like that the flight attendant serving her row was a young black woman named Vanessa. Vanessa was the kind of flight attendant passengers remembered, not because she was flashy, but because she carried herself with grace and calm, even in chaos. Her uniform was crisp, her voice steady, and her smile genuine. She had handled rude passengers before, but she didn't yet know that Margaret would test her patience in a way that could cost lives. "Excuse me," Margaret snapped before Vanessa could even finish the safety demonstration. "Could you hurry it up? Some of us actually want to get where we're going." Vanessa didn't let her smile falter. "Of course, ma'am. We'll be departing shortly." But Margaret wasn't finished. "And I'd appreciate it if you didn't lean over my seat like that. I don't like people in my personal space, especially—" She stopped short, but her eyes flicked over Vanessa's skin in a way that made the implication sting far worse than the words. The passengers in nearby rows shifted uncomfortably. No one said anything. Not yet. The plane took off smoothly, but turbulence soon began to rattle the cabin. Vanessa moved gracefully between rows, serving drinks and reassuring nervous flyers. When she reached Margaret's seat, the woman ordered a gin and tonic. "I'm sorry, ma'am," Vanessa said, "but during turbulence, I can't serve alcohol until the seatbelt sign is off. Would you like some water or juice instead?" Margaret's nostrils flared. "No, I want my drink now. What's the point of paying for a first-class ticket if I'm treated like I'm in coach?" "You're in economy plus, ma'am," Vanessa said softly, still polite. That was the first spark. Margaret's voice rose, slicing through the drone of the engines. "Don't you correct me. I know exactly where I'm sitting. And don't give me that look. I've been flying longer than you've been alive." An hour into the flight, the tension in 14A turned toxic. The turbulence passed, drinks were served, and for a moment it seemed things might settle. But then Margaret noticed Vanessa laughing with a couple in the row ahead. She didn't like it. When Vanessa came back to collect trash, Margaret stuck out her foot just enough to make her trip. The tray clattered against a seat, narrowly missing a passenger. "Oh, I'm so sorry," Vanessa said automatically, regaining her balance. "You should be," Margaret sneered. "You're supposed to be serving us, not stumbling around like a clumsy." "Ma'am," Vanessa interrupted gently, "I understand you're upset. Let's try to keep things respectful." That was the moment Margaret snapped. She shot to her feet, eyes blazing, and in one swift, shocking motion, slapped Vanessa across the face. The cabin went silent. The sound was sharp enough to be heard 3 rows away. Vanessa staggered back a step, her cheek burning. Gasps broke the stillness. A man in seat 15B unbuckled and stood. "Hey, you can't do that." "Oh, sit down," Margaret balked. "This is between me and the help." That word, help, hung in the air like smoke after a gunshot. The captain's voice came over the intercom, calm but firm. "This is your captain speaking. I've been made aware of a disturbance in the cabin. We will be making an unscheduled landing at the nearest airport." The passengers erupted in whispers. Margaret turned pale. "You can't be serious. Over this? She was being rude to me." Vanessa didn't argue. She simply stepped back, holding her composure even as her hands trembled. Within 20 minutes, the plane descended toward a small regional airport. The landing was smooth, but the tension inside was anything but. 2 uniformed security officers boarded as soon as the door opened. The captain himself, tall, broad-shouldered, with the weary authority of a man who'd seen it all, walked in behind them. "Ma'am," he said to Margaret. "You are being removed from this aircraft for assaulting a member of my crew." Margaret laughed in disbelief. "Oh, please. You're going to kick me off? Do you know who I am? I'll have your job for this." The captain didn't blink. "I know exactly who you are. You're the reason 174 people just had their travel plans disrupted. And you're the reason one of my crew members was assaulted in the middle of duty." "She provoked me." "No, ma'am," the captain said evenly. "You provoked yourself." The officers took her by the arms, but she jerked away, glaring at Vanessa one last time. "You'll regret this," she spat. Vanessa didn't respond. She stood tall, her expression unreadable, as Margaret was escorted down the jet bridge and out of sight. When the doors closed again, the captain addressed the passengers. "Ladies and gentlemen, I want to apologize for the delay. Safety and respect are non-negotiable on my aircraft. We will be continuing to our destination shortly." A soft round of applause broke out, hesitant at first, then stronger. Vanessa smiled faintly, nodding her thanks but avoiding the spotlight. She still had a job to do. The rest of the flight passed without incident. But as passengers deplaned hours later, many stopped to speak to Vanessa. "You handled that with so much grace," one woman said. "I would have lost my cool," a man admitted. "You're a professional." Vanessa thanked them all, but it wasn't until the very last passenger, a quiet, elderly black woman, paused at the door that her composure cracked. "You reminded me of my daughter," the woman whispered. "She passed last year. She had your kind of strength. Don't ever lose it." Vanessa swallowed hard and smiled. "Thank you, ma'am." The airline filed a report, and Margaret was banned from flying with them indefinitely. Word spread fast on social media. Passengers had recorded the slap, and within hours, it went viral. Public opinion was unanimous. Vanessa had handled herself with dignity, and the captain had done the right thing. But for Vanessa, the real victory wasn't the praise or the online support. It was the quiet knowledge that she hadn't let someone's hate pull her into the same darkness. She had kept her head high, even when someone tried to drag her low. And the moral? Respect is not optional. Whether in the sky or on the ground, there's no excuse for cruelty, and there's no force stronger than dignity in the face of hate.